Hey guys, Femalien here again. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for my subscribers that have come on board and all the wonderful comments and information I've gotten off everyone so far. This week I thought I would touch on one of my favourite things about being an Asperger, which is obsessions. And I'm going to touch on calling what I experience Asperger's, because I know now that really Asperger's is kind of gone in a way as a naming this type of autism, this high-functioning autism. But I still will call it Asperger's while there's enough people responding to that title. So high-functioning autism and Asperger's. So yeah, just thought I'd touch on that. Another thing I will touch on before I go on to this topic is a lot of people have been commenting on my accent. I didn't realise that it was so unfamiliar to people, but I just have a generalised Australian accent. So I'm from South Australia, and the accent does vary through the country, but my accent is a generalised Australian accent. It's quite common throughout Australia. So I guess what might be confusing people is what they hear in movies, because often in Australia are all stereotyped as being real drongos and, hey mate, how's it going, g'day. We don't all really talk like that. So yeah, South Australian, proud to be one. Right, so I'm going to get on to talking about obsessions. My obsessions have been lifelong, not in the sense that I've had one lifelong obsession like some people with autism have had. I've had many, many obsessions that link from one to the other. Not always in relation to each other, but I've very rarely been without an obsession. I guess that's an important thing to say because it really calms me down. I think it's, I'd love to hear some research that has been done behind about this area. So if anyone's got any information, don't be afraid to link it to my videos. I'm really happy to share anything because it's such an interesting topic. In times of like acute stress, I get very, very in-depth into obsession. So it's obvious to me that it is something that benefits my mind and the way it works, because it helps me focus and not lose track of what I'm doing, I guess. I'd love to explain it a bit more, but I guess you guys would understand if you have the same traits as I do, that it's just something that is kind of like a friend. It's something that's always there, and you're totally in control of it. So like when I was a teenager and I was having a particularly hard time at high school, I developed a massive obsession with the guitarist from Limp Bizkit, showing my age a little bit. But my room, like my whole room, was literally dedicated to him. And because I'm a painter, I'd paint multiple portraits of him, and it got a little bit creepy. But it helped me through that time. And as soon as I was feeling better, I found that I didn't really need the obsession anymore. And while I still liked him as a guitarist, it sort of subsided. So yeah, I've found in times of stress it gets worse, and sometimes it can be a bit of a downer because it takes up a lot of my time. But when I'm not stressed out, I've had obsessions from things to dragons to the Victorian era, steampunk, and things like that. I like to get into subgenres and times in history and things like that. And this is where my hyperfocus comes in. My hyperfocus works with my art because I'll sit down and I'll draw or I'll paint for hours on end and it's fine. I don't get distracted. But it also works with my obsessions because I'll get this hyperfocus and all I want to do is know everything about that topic. Just give me everything. I want to know absolutely everything. So that's why the internet's been so good for me. Because yeah, it's just an endless source of information. So that's a little bit about me and my obsessions. I'd like to hear a little bit from you guys about what your past has been like and what your present's like with the obsessions or obsession that you have. Does it benefit you, or do you feel a little bit dragged down by it sometimes? I'd really like to hear from you, so please comment and please subscribe and share these videos. I'll speak to you again next week. Femalien, signing off.